What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the BAGZ
BAGZ
Podcast with your
Podcast.
boy Z.
And your boy, who that is?
Yeah, man. I know it's been a long time since we've done a podcast. It's actually been about 2 years, so you're probably wondering where the hell y'all been at. And
Hey, you know
over
what,
last,
man? I'm gonna say, you know what, man? Hey, we had some stuff to get taken care of, but the season is here. We are back. We are ready. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We got some big news coming up. What we got going on, D?
so first off, first topic of the day, we're going to kind of backtrack to where we left off about 2 years ago, which was actually the Derek Carr DA experiment. Obviously, we know that did not turn out well. And it's kind of nice because it's kind of like we simulated through it. I'm pretty sure a lot of Saints fans would have liked to have simulated through that little 2 year span.
Mm-hmm. Look, man, that time was a rough time for us. That's kind of when we were off to the hot start. We had the 2-0 win. People are like, hey, we're going to the Super Bowl. We put up 40 plus points.
Yeah.
Back to back weeks. I think it was Carolina, Dallas. We were on the roll. We had 90 points in 2 games. Then we didn't
Yeah.
score 90 points for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So you know how it go.
I'm not gonna lie, I was drinking the Kool-Aid. I was definitely on board, like, oh, let's go, baby. We back, we in this
We had
thing.
it.
And then we just fell completely off a cliff, which leads us to where we're at right now. We actually picked up Kellen Moore right after the Super Bowl. Super Bowl OC for the Eagles, now the New Orleans Saints head coach. What are your thoughts on the Kellen Moore hire?
Hey, so you know what? Kellen, aka we call that boy Teeth, came through. We knew it was gonna be a rough start. We kind of in this rebuild phase where, we got new quarterback, possibly, in Spence or with Shark. We got a new coaching staff coming in on the offensive and defensive side of the ball with special teams, with Rizzy gone. So we knew it was gonna be a rebuild stage, but I feel like the pieces are coming into place, and in due time, we're gonna be in the right place at the right time. So it's coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I believe that too. And the first 6 games of the season, as bad. They had us as the worst team in the NFL, which I never believed that for a minute that was the case, because I
Same.
knew that we had some pieces in place that could win some games. Now, obviously, with a completely new system, you got a new head coach slash, I guess, OC. You got a new defensive coordinator. Pretty much everyone from the Sean Payton era has been gone. Is gone, right? And
Yep.
even the players wise, you probably only have a handful of them that was there when Sean Payton was there. So this is a completely new team, full rebuild in swing right now. And the first 6 games. What are your thoughts on how the teams perform?
So I'm as a cumulative of all the games combined, being in the rebuild stage, I felt like we kept the games pretty close. We stayed competitive. I would say 4 out of the 5 losses were all within maybe 1 or 2 plays that could have made the difference of us having a win, of us being, having 4 losses or having 4 wins. So I think the only game that really took us out was the Seahawks game. Other than that, the Buffalo game, we thought we were going to get blown out. We kept it competitive. Without that overturn call to Cooks, could have been a different outcome. But that's how the game, that's how everything goes. And you got to get those calls, and you got to make the plays when it happens, and that could be the difference between getting those wins and those losses. So
Yeah, for sure.
right now, yeah. So I feel like we're doing okay. We're keeping it competitive from a standpoint of us only winning 2 games from the prediction before season. It kind of looking the same like what they said, but I feel like we're gonna catch a groove here pretty soon. If not before the bye, I think after the bye week we'll be all right.
Nah, for sure, for sure. I definitely believe that. Yeah, we did have, I would say, out of the 5 losses, 4 of them were probably like one possession games that they just couldn't. They needed somebody to make a play, or they needed for the team to be able to finish the drive. And in this case, like, they always came up short. Whether it was a drop by Juwan Johnson in the end zone, this last game, you got the fumble right in the middle of the field by Juwan. Olave dropping passes. I mean,
And
it's a lot of different things that added to it. In the beginning of the season, it was also a lot of penalties. So we
yep.
are trending in the right direction. I think that after this last game, we saw that we definitely don't have enough playmakers, which goes into our next topic, which is Chris Olave. Is he going to hit the trading block? And because he is due for a contract, and this is considered technically his contract year,
Yep.
to show what he can do to be a number one. So, what are your thoughts on Chris Olave?
So we know we took Chris Olave in the first round out of Ohio State, one of the biggest colleges we target for receivers, with Mike Thomas too. He came in number one. He looked good. He was great, obviously, for the first few years. I feel like the concussions took a toll on his body. Obviously, I think he's down with like 5, 6 concussions so far. I think just over the time, he's not playing as aggressive as he used to play as far as making those competitive catches, trying to stay in
Hmm.
bounds, get the yak yards after the catch. I feel like every time he catches the ball, he's kind of looking to slide, run out of bounds. He doesn't want to get any extra yards. And he's also not trying to take any extra hits. So I feel like we're at a place where he still holds value. He's one of the highest targeted receivers in the league at the moment. I
Yeah.
think he's what, number three? What do we have him at right now? He's top five
Um,
for sure. I'm sure.
yeah, I'm sure top five. I ain't got the list in front of me at the moment, but
Mhm.
yeah, he's definitely up there. I think they said they had him roughly around 60 something targets. So to
Yeah,
date,
so he's getting heavy usage. I feel like either the Saints are utilizing that to their advantage to, increase his trade value, or we're trying to see if he's worth the value to keep him, or we need to part ways with him. So I kind of feel like the Saints are doing that purposely, and we kind of ease Vele in to kind of get him some playing time to see if, he's maybe the replacement for Olave or what the case may be. But we'll see. I feel like he needs to be on that trading block. I know we want a first, but we're not going to get that. A second, maybe high third might be something that might you know, seem decent for Olave.
yeah, I agree. I agree. I really like Olave when we drafted him. I was super hyped.
Me too.
It's actually one of the players that I was targeting in the first round in my mock drafts was Chris Olave for us because we needed that wide receiver help at that
Yep.
time to help Mike Thomas, who we had as our one. But he definitely. I think it's the lack of concentration
Hmm.
on some of these plays that he's not making the plays that the wide receiver one is supposed to make. A lot of people would debate whether or not he's a true wide receiver one or if he's, just a good asset to the team because he does get open. But those crucial plays, you got to have somebody, the big dog. Mike Thomas was perfectly that with the game on the line. You know who the ball was going into, and you still couldn't
Still gonna
stop it.
stop him.
That's the guy that we need on this team because it looks like we're at that point where we're kind of missing that kind of star playmaker that
I
wants the
agree.
ball when the game's on the line. And we've done that. We kind of try to target Juwan Johnson in the end zone for that go ball against
Hmm.
the Cardinals, and he wasn't able to come down with it. So we're going to run into this situation a few times. I think Vele is going to be a good option in the passing game soon. But for Chris Olave, I think it's going to be hard to pay him big money when there's going to be options available next year for free agents and
Yep.
maybe some guys with a little bit bigger, better stature, I guess you can say, for those 50-50 balls.
I agree.
All right. And then there's some whispers about Shaheed, which I'm kind of at the point I really don't want to let Shaheed go. I think he's a good asset.
Same thing.
Somebody with that type of speed is hard to find, and I think if you get a true number one in there, you're gonna open up some underneath routes for him to run and those deep balls again too. So we kind of missing that kind of possession receiver that big body receiver that can make those catches across the middle. And then also allow Shaheed to do what he does best, which is stretch the field. What are your thoughts on
Yep.
Shaheed?
I'm gonna say I would rather honestly keep Shaheed. I think his price tag is gonna be lower than Olave, obviously. So I say keep Shaheed. He put on the size on the offseason. He's a lot stronger. He's willing to go in there and make the contested catches. And I feel like his hands, before I thought he was just all a deep ball threat. He'll catch it with his arms, but we've seen a lot of hand catches lately. And I
Yeah.
haven't seen a lot of drops from him. I've seen a lot of drops from our number one, Chris Olave. So uh, I say Shaheed, we keep him on the board, we keep him on the team, we let him continue to develop over the next you know, 1 or 2 years or whatever, and then Olave, we got to part ways while we can. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, our next topic's gonna go right into the jersey that you're actually wearing, which is Spencer Rattler. This is a guy that we definitely wanted when we were doing our mock drafts, when we were like, hey, we need a quarterback. And he fell all the way to the fifth round. We couldn't believe that he actually landed with the Saints. So we were hyped. Obviously, not a good year last year. I mean, I've said it plenty of times. They played against the Packers, Tampa Bay twice, Chargers. They even had to go against the Commanders, all playoff teams, and he was part of a depleted team under Dennis Allen. So now you're getting to see him under Kellen Moore. And what are your thoughts so far on Spencer Rattler?
You already know I like Rattler coming into the draft before we even, got him. I was already, saying, hey, this guy is somebody we need to look at. We saw he had undeniable talent from Oklahoma all the way through South Carolina. He was able to make the big plays. He's already used to not playing with a great line. He had one of the worst lines in South Carolina. So his pocket presence has always been great. And it actually worked perfect to his advantage here with New Orleans because our line sucks and this man is running for his life. But now year one to year two, you see he has a lot more pocket presence. He's in there confident, composed. He's stepping in the pocket without even, worrying about what's on his blind side and whatnot. Stepping in the pocket and delivering on a high percentage of his throws. So I feel like Rad is coming in at the right time. I feel like he's maturing right before our eyes. And I feel like before the end of the season, he's going to be a household name.
Yeah, no, for sure. Same thing. I feel the same exact way. He finally has a coach in Kellen Moore that has a lot of experience with quarterbacks. He's coached Dak Prescott. He's coached Herbert. He's
Herbert.
coached Jalen Hurts. So, there you're getting a guy with a lot of experience that has a staff that has a bunch of experience with very good quarterbacks in the NFL. And to allow him to develop, we're actually seeing Rattler play some of his best ball. But over the last, couple of games, what we've had is a lot of inefficiencies on the offense when it comes to our playmakers.
Yep.
So I do think that he definitely deserves to continue to be the starter. I think that at some point in time, they're probably going to want to see what they have in Shuck. But I will say that Spencer Rattler is making it very, very hard for Shuck to get in there and get any playing time. So if we continue to see him continue to improve, yeah, man, I think it's going to be tough for Shuck to go in there and even
I
get any
agree.
playing time as a rookie.
Yeah, I don't think Shuck's going to see the field unless we're getting close to the end of the season. We know we have no chance. They're going to throw him in and just see what he can do. But I feel like as the season has gone on, these first 6 games, I think we've seen Rattler's completion percentage increase every single week, minus the drops by the receivers or the tight ends. I feel like with those catches or those touchdowns, that could have easily turned his last game into 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. So that's the difference. We need
Yeah.
the playmakers to make the plays, and that's how we get scores in the red zone. So we just got to stay consistent.
Yeah, definitely they got to stay consistent. And the thing with Rattler is like, yeah, he does miss a couple passes here and there. I think that's normal
Normal.
for most
Mhm.
quarterbacks. But you want to see progression from these young guys. People forget that this dude's young, man. He's not just because he was in the league last year doesn't mean that he's like this seasoned veteran. He only played 6 games last year under Dennis Allen, and now he's up to his what like 6 game here coming
Mhm.
up with the Saints under Kellen Moore. So ultimately, if you see a guy progressing each and every game, you're seeing him starting to open up the deep ball. When people were making, comments about he can't throw it deep, that's what you want to see in a young quarterback. So I'm sure for a lot of people out there, they want to see Tyler Shuck. But guys, be excited that you got 2 young quarterbacks in your
For
QB
real.
room have a lot of potential to be very, very good. It's something that a lot of teams don't have. They don't have young quarterback talent that they feel they can move forward with. Now, only time will tell, right? How Rattler does, especially with this next game coming up against the Chicago Bears.
You
What are
already
your
know.
thoughts on this match?
You already know. I've been waiting for this. I had this checked off on the schedule. This is, I think, a revenge game for Spence. There's a lot. I know he's been holding this on the. He's been having a chip on his shoulder for a long time. This is the quarterback that took his
Yeah.
spot at Oklahoma, got him benched, end up taking that Heisman Trophy, going first round draft pick, first pick overall. I think Spence. He may not say it, but he's playing with a chip on his shoulder for sure. I know that. He ready. He's gonna be ready this game. We're gonna see the best version of Spence, even if he got to run the ball. He's gonna do what he got to do to get this dub.
Nah, for sure. I think the same too. And I think there's a little bit extra on the line too for a lot of these guys, not just Spencer Rattler, but they're gonna see their defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen, on the other
Da, good
side.
old Da.
And you got guys, yeah, and you got guys like Kendre Miller that was in the doghouse with him for a long time. So
No why?
I think Kendre is ready to pop off and show DA that he made a mistake by not playing him.
Why you
But
bench
you
me?
also got some of the defensive guys too. Yeah, you got these defensive guys that want to get on that field and make some plays. So what do you think? Your thoughts on the DA revenge game?
So good old Da. So the good thing is, like we said, Da he knows us, but we also know Da, and we know what his weakness is. It's always been a running quarterback, which now we have mobility with Spencer, and it's always been a deep ball. Just convince him a little bit with some schemes on the offense. Get Shaheed or Olave deep down the field, and or even AK on a wheel route. And I think we can get some big plays. He's known for giving up big plays, especially in the most crucial times. I think we're gonna catch him slipping, just like they called us slipping when he was our defensive coordinator. We know Da. That
Yeah,
ass.
that's what's up. DA stand for dog ass. But,
Getting
yeah,
that
uh,
getting that ass. We about to
that
get in
ass.
that ass.
Yeah.
That ass.
So yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Y'all make sure you guys tune into the channel. We are back, the BAGZ Podcast with your boy D.
And your boy, who that H? We'll see y'all next
And
time.
we're gonna have some more episodes coming soon. Make sure you guys tune in, smash that like button, log in, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. This is just a little sneak peek of our new setup that we're gonna be having soon. So we appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed one.
Much love. Who that?